Well, hello, Pokemon trainers. It's me, Bugcatcher JB, and I'm back with more Pokemon videos right here on the Bugcatcher JB YouTube channel. Wow. I know it's been a year since my last few videos, but you know what? It's good to be back for Pokemon Day. Well, not quite Pokemon Day yet, but it will be in a few days. So I thought I'd come back on and do my top 5 Pokemon Presents predictions. So, as you know, on Pokemon Day every year, we have news and updates on the Pokemon franchise. And so I've come to do a new update. Well, a 2025 top 5 Pokemon Presents predictions. So without further ado, let's make a start. Number 5. Let's go Johto. Okay, you may recall from last year from my 2024 predictions video that I started things off with Let's Go Johto, and I still hope that we will get a Let's Go Johto game. Well, as you may know, Pokemon Yellow was my first Pokemon game, so it's no wonder that I fell in love with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. It was just so much fun to play, and it just brought back so many memories of playing Pokemon Yellow from when I was a kid. And so I would love to see the Let's Go Johto version of Pokemon Let's Go. You know, I could just see it being Let's Go Pichu and Let's Go Togepi. And I think it would be really interesting to see how that would play out, having Pichu and Togepi as the starter Pokemon in a way. Maybe it could be a special Pokemon that's given to you in an egg, but it could be a very special Pichu that can or Togepi that you can interact with, or it's like the Pichu can sit on your shoulder, and the Togepi can sit on your shoulder too, or maybe have a little bag pouch on the front of you where you can carry it like a little baby, and it's really cute. And then naturally you would have Togepi become Togetic and then Togekiss, and then Pichu would this time become Pichu, Pikachu, and then Raichu, which would be really cool. And I think it would be really cool because, as you remember, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee didn't let you evolve those starters, so it would be cool to have that. Furthermore, I love the Johto region, and it would be great to see it on the Nintendo Switch console. But mind you, we do have a Nintendo Switch 2 coming out this year, so who knows? Maybe we'll get one. And of course, I must mention bug catching contests. Oh my god, I love this in the Johto region, and I would just love to do that again. And I think it would be really interesting to see how they would play that out, because as you recall from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you only threw the Pokeball and try to catch it that way, or use berries. Whereas in most Pokemon games you would have to battle the Pokemon and catch it that way. But I'll be curious to see how that would play out. Number 4, Legends ZA News. Well, there's no surprise that they probably are going to give us an update for Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, I remember when it was announced last year, I thought at first it was just going to be a X and Y remake and they were going to skip Pokemon Black and White, but I still think it's well, I don't know how I feel because they haven't exactly given us a lot of information about this game. All we know is it's going to be based in Lumio City. How they're going to do an entire Pokemon game in one city, it's a bit of a strange concept. I mean, I know Lumio City is supposed to be massive and the capital of the Carlos region, but I really am a bit apprehensive about how good this game's going to be, but I'm hoping that some more information will provide. It would basically tell us a bit more about what the game's going to involve. So I'm hoping to see things like the starter Pokemon being announced, saying like how we get what starter Pokemon we get, because like Pokemon Legends Arceus, we had Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and my starter, Oshawott. So it'll be really interesting to see what would be the starter Pokemon for this game. But who knows? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But hopefully we'll find out more. And yeah, and I'm also hoping for some new Mega Evolutions to be announced as well. Number 3, Black and White remakes. Okay, Black and White remake time. Yep, I think it is time we had our Black and White remake. I know this was on my predictions last year, but of course we didn't get an announcement for a Black and White remake. In fact, I was very disappointed with what we got introduced to last year on Pokemon Day last year on Pokemon Presents. So I'm hoping this year will be a lot more better. But overall, I'm hoping the Black and White remakes will be announced. Whether we get it at the end of this year, which I don't think we will because of Legends ZA, so it'll most likely be that we will get it next year instead, unless we get Pokemon Legends ZA early this year or in the middle of this year, and then we get Pokemon Black and White remake at the end of this year or the end of next year. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think what I definitely hope that we would get in the Pokemon Black and White remakes is, for one, it would be really good to see Pokemon Black and White 2 mixed together to see how that would come out. Purely because we've got loads of gyms in Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2. For example, you could probably choose which gym journey you could go to, kind of like in Scarlet and Violet, where you could go. I guess if it was a bit more open world, you could go to a certain place in a certain city, but I know that you would have to do it in a certain order anyway. And as you remember, we had the very first badge, which was the trio badge in Pokemon Black and White, where you had Cheren, Cress, and Silent, which I really loved. And but in Pokemon Black and White 2, we had Espertia City. I really can't remember how you pronounce it. But you also had the gym leader Cheren. Now, of course, you guys know by now that my favourite gym leader, of course, naturally would be Berg, the bug-type gym leader from Castelia City. Another one of my favourite gym leaders from Pokemon Black and White 2 would be Marlon from Humalau City, who's a water-type gym leader. And I think it would be really cool to see, like, which gym path would you go with? I think I'll have to definitely do a video about Pokemon Black and White 2 remake, because I'll be really, well, Pokemon Black and White remake, should I say, because I would love to go into more in depth about that. Number 2, Legends Johto. Okay, you knew I was going to mention this, because I've been wanting a Legends Johto game ever since Pokemon Legends Arceus. You know, I've played Pokemon Legends Arceus so many times, and I just love it so much. How different it was from the normal Pokemon games, and not to mention, I think it would be really amazing to see what that would be like. Because the concept of Pokemon Legends Arceus, I think, would work with Johto. Hence, we would call it Pokemon Legends Celebi. I think what would be really cool is, like I mentioned in the video last year, how cool it would be to have it so we got to see the origins of Suicune, Entei, and Raikou, and how Ho-Oh brought them back to life. What Pokemon were they before then? You know, because apparently they were three ancient Pokemon or three random Pokemon, and then they were lost in the Tin Tower fire, and then they were brought back to life through the powers of nature with the power of Ho-Oh. And I think it would be really cool to see what that would be like. And what I would love to see in Pokemon Legends Arceus is maybe the first introduction to the Apricorn Pokeballs, or maybe even ancient Pokemon gyms. Like maybe we could have like an ancient Pokemon League or something. Because I think it would be really interesting to see like some sort of ancient competition or something, because I think by that time we would have progressed forward in time from the events of Pokemon Legends Arceus, and humans will probably learn to live more with Pokemon in peace and harmony. So it'd be really interesting to see. And again, another idea for a future video. Number 1, 30th anniversary. Yep, next year in 2026, it will be the 30th anniversary of our favourite franchise. Yes, Pokemon officially turns 30 next year, and I am so excited. I really just want to know what Pokemon have planned for the 30th anniversary celebrations. You know, I still remember back to the year we had all those Pokemon card packs with the mythical Pokemon like Genesect and Celebi and Jirachi and Manaphy, the plushie toys, the t-shirts we had as well, all sorts of things. I'm hoping there'll be something like a distribution of like mythical Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because I would really love to get a Genesect again, like an official one, and that would be really cool to have. Um, but I think what would be a really amazing thing to have is a Pokemon game, or to have available on the virtual console the retro Pokemon games for generations 1, 2, and 3. And I'm referring to Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. As you may recall, last year Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green turned 20 years old, and this year Pokemon Emerald turns 20. So what a cool opportunity to bring those games back on the virtual console and make it so we can connect to each other, so we can trade and battle and etc etc. And furthermore, connect them to Pokemon Home, because there's lots of Pokemon missing in the Pokemon Home Pokedex that needs to be filled. I'm talking about you, Spender. They do like to make it difficult, don't they? Anyway, with the Pokemon 30th anniversary, I'm hoping for lots of great events next year, and I really would hope that they will bring back the Pokemon Center shop in London, because I loved going to that all those years ago in 2019, and I really hope they'll bring it back again, because that was just so much fun. Wow, it's been great doing this video, and I'm so happy to be back online. And I do have some really cool Pokemon videos planned, including my first Bugcatcher JB playthrough. I'm still debating which one to play, so when I make my decision, that will be going online very soon. So until then, I just want to say a massive thank you for watching. Please remember to like the video, share the video, comment below. And I would like to know, what are your predictions for Pokemon Day? That'd be really interesting. I really would like to know. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, because I've got many more videos coming out right here on the Bugcatcher JB YouTube channel. Yes, this has been great. Thank you for being so patient with me, everybody. And I'm so good to be, so good to be back. I'm so happy. And remember, keep catching those Pokemon, train hard, and soar high like a butterfree. And I, Bugcatcher JB, will see you amazing lot very soon. See you guys very soon.